So what's going on? Let's get into this holiday incentive. Now I've heard a lot of people. Let's get into this holiday incentive. Let's mute that first. All right, let's get back to this holiday incentive. So the holiday incentive, they pretty much, like all the other years, they gave us maybe a forgiveness on a lease payment, a couple payments. They've helped you out, with shippers and receiver paying more for stuff you're hauling. I mean, like there was a lot of different ways that they gave us a bonus. This year it's an incentive. And my whole thought on it is, man, it's cool. Like you're not going to hear me talking bad about it here. Like I hear enough negativity about this and people are talking about it pretty bad. And as the company, they didn't have to do nothing for you. I've never been at a job before that would give you anything for like a Christmas bonus, none of that stuff. The state of Texas was not going to give you none of that stuff, so I think it's pretty good. So, pretty much what they're going to do is if you're available for dispatch and you're running loads from 12/23 to so 12/23 of this year till 1/2, like the second day of next year, they are going to enter your name in a drawing. I guess you get pretty much one entry per day. This is the way I'm taking it. I haven't seen too much on this, only what I've been reading. And it's 30 prizes. They're going to have a drawing on Facebook Live Friday morning on the 13th of January. And there's going to be 30 prizes. And there's going to be 7 people that get $250 in Prime reward points. So 7 people are going to get $250 in Prime rewards points. To me, that's not a bad deal. 15 people are going to be given a lease forgiveness payment or $1,000. So I've seen people talk about how they got these lease completion bonus and they pretty much own trucks or they're a owner op and they're pretty much like, you know what, it's messed up that they're excluding us from this. They're not excluding you because there's an or in there. So it's 15 forgiven lease payments or $1,000. So cash, it says cash is king. So I mean, like you're going to be able to get $1,000 instead of getting your payment if you're an owner op. So, there, that's 15 people are going to get that. And then the big thing is 3 Ram pickup trucks. Now, are they decked out? What are they like? And my whole deal with this is they could have said, hey, come in and work, and we're not going to give you nothing. We're not going to give you nothing. Just come into work. This right here is 30 prizes that you could get. Now, if you don't like it, and you're all like, man, forget that Christmas bonus, then hey, don't come to work, man. Go stay home. Take the time off. Spend it with your family. Do what you need to do. But I think that is awesome that they're even doing something for us. Like, you're not going to hear me complaining. Prime has showed me over and over and over that they do appreciate us, whether it be the jackets we get, the pins we get, the rings we get for on-time delivery. Like, they show us that appreciation, and this is another way that they're showing us appreciation. Now, a lot of you don't understand that the bonuses were also from the companies we use, like we deliver to and we pick up from. Like they were helping us out by saying, hey, we're going to help you out by paying a little bit more on this load to give to your drivers for working during the holidays. So they have to get money from somewhere to give that bonus. And if the shippers right now, let's be real, freight is a little bit slow right now. Now it's not like deathly slow where we're gonna lose everything, but it's kind of slow. It's kind of slow right now. So we're waiting for freight to pick back up. It will pick back up. Don't panic. It's just that it wasn't what it was a little while back. It's not the same. It's kind of slowed down, and they're not having a big demand for us. So Prime steps up, or somebody, I don't know where the funding came from it. I don't know who set it up or whatever, but they set up something for us. And they say, hey, if you work through these days, we're going to enter you into this drawing and you could win this stuff. It's better than nothing. Like if you don't want nothing, then hey, I guess send your fleet manager a message. Hey, I'm going to work these dates, but I want no part of it. I don't want to win nothing, and that's cool. That's your choice. Maybe they'll take your name out the drawing. If you don't like that, then just take the time off. Spend it with your family. That's what really counts at the end of the day, is spending time with your family. Right? I just wanted to talk about that for a while. A lot of people are really bashing it, and it's like people from other companies see you guys out there making videos and bashing it. And I just wanted to make a video saying, hey, look, I feel like it's great that Prime's going to give us an opportunity to win something. Like somebody had to pull that out of somewhere, out of some budget, just to do something for us. And we all been there. We worked those jobs that didn't care about you. What, they had a Christmas party or something like that. Nothing too big. Get to some of these comments right here. Brian's in here. What's up, Twisted Big D? He's on home time. Go back out on Thursday. Enjoy your home time. Teleport Transport, what's going on? Check out Teleport Transport's channel. He ate that hot chip the other day. It was freaking hilarious. Brian says, had to go drop a load. I was under today and had to do a 10-hour reset in Houston. Trucking and Trailer, Captain John, hello. Kenworth Rider, man, what's good, bro? You out there making that money? I need that hat, bro. Yo, man, the red ones I have the red ones here. I just got to get to that 3,000 subscribers and getting closer and closer. So, like, pretty soon, real fast, I should be getting to the 3,000 subscribers and be able to give them out, or do the big giveaway. Kiersey just got home. What's going on, John? Kiersey, nice video you put out with. Never mind. The ice cream. I don't know what you're talking about. Wow, that's very generous. Yeah, and that's how I feel too. It's generous that they're actually doing stuff for us, and that they're not just like, well, y'all come to work anyway, so we're not tripping anyways. They're actually doing something for you. I mean, what's going on, Big Country? Trucking along with Kirsty said it took me 6 years to get a Christmas day off at the U.S. Postal Service. Yeah, and think about that. People are working. What did they do for you at the U.S. Postal Service? Living with Grace says, I think that's awesome. Work Prime does for their drivers. I think they could do a little more for the advanced fleet, but Prime is amazing. Well, like even the advanced fleet, I don't know if they're involved in this or not, but if they are, like, of course you're not going to get a lease payment taken care of, but you could get $1,000 in cash. Like, that's the or on that. That's what makes that part good. The 15 lease guys that get a payment taken care of, you can exchange that for $1,000 in cash. Like company drivers say their name ended up in that slot. Boom, $1,000 cash money, man. Cash is king. How much is that? 15. That's at least $15,000 right there. $15,000 in cash. Not to mention three Ram trucks. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of that'll be cool to see some drivers get some trucks and stuff like that. Hey Lonnie, what's going on, man? Lonnie's out there doing his thing. Lonnie was on my truck a while back, and hopefully he's. Man, I seen him not too long ago. I can't remember if he was staying on his trainer's truck during winter, is what he told me. Kenworth Rider, nope, I'm at home spending quality time with the wife. Hey, man, enjoy it. So you must have been home for Thanksgiving too, hopefully. Man, Thanksgiving was good. I was in Texas. It was nice and warm outside. I didn't have to wear a jacket. I was living life out there instead of being freezing cold like I am in Springfield. Like, I mean, I've been wearing a jacket every day. These are thermals. Like, I'm wearing thermals today, and it wasn't even that bad today. I spent a lot of time cleaning up my truck today. I made sure that my truck was clean today. On average, what would you say a driver should be doing a week? On average, mileage wise, I'd say about 2,000 miles to 3,000 miles a week. That's what I would like to average solo. In fact, if I wasn't hitting 2,000 miles solo, then like I was on the phone with my fleet manager, like, hey man, I'm starving over here. I got a family to feed. Like, I'm hungry. Like, give me some miles. Like, let's eat. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Like, you give me that load with those miles, and I'll run it. As for a lease operator, it's going to be revenue. So they're going to be like, hey man, I need a better paying load. Like, I need some good paying loads to get me a good week. And pretty much as a lease operator, I think that, you have to, hit a certain amount each day to take care of your truck payment and then put some money in the bank for you. Pegleg says, crap, I had to pee this time. I hate being late. Pegleg, I got tired of waiting, man. I just went ahead and hit live. Like, I was over here messing with the Stream Deck, and I was all like, click the button, and then I looked over here and I was like, oh, it's going live. And I had a real quick play the intro. Like, I don't know what the beginning of this live is going to look like, but I'm pretty sure you're going to catch me like shocked that it just went live. Hans is still at Walmart from Saturday, I guess. No, he says, I'm stuck at a shipper. Hopefully it's not the Walmart he was at Saturday. Lonnie says, not much. And it's been a while. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, Lonnie's going to stay on his trainer's truck throughout the winter. And I imagine his trainer is mighty happy with that. Lonnie's good at driving. He's great at backing. I mean, his trainer got a really good student. So, that's going to be good for Lonnie to go ahead and get his winter experience. Kenworth Rider says, yep, correct. Mel George, what's going on, buddy? I talked to Mel George earlier tonight. If y'all saw on Discord, he's kind of got brake checked by someone and, kind of lost control of his car and ended up in a ditch. And, no, he wasn't hurt, and they had to tow his car out. Car's fine. He's great. It was great to talk to him today. No ticket, nothing. Just somebody brake checked him, and, somebody with some road rage. He was a victim of road rage, and I saw the post. I was like, what the heck happened? Because, Mel George, he really, really loves that car. He loves that car. He always talked about that car out there on the pad. Jeff, Flatbed Gang from Santa Nelly, California on the 34. Got some booing going on for Flatbed Gang. Han said they loaded me overweight. 2,000 miles a week is a joke. Yeah, minimum 2,000 miles a week. That's what I would like. minimum. I would want more. I would want as many as they would give me, but I try to get at least 2,000 miles. Stevo and Stevo says, I think social media feeds people needs for attention, and anything negative in their eyes is an opportunity to cry out loud. We still have choices in life. Every situation is different. Yeah, exactly right. I believe that too. That people have their own choices. We all come from different backgrounds. Choices in your life that you made is what your future holds for you. And the Christmas bonus. My phone's over there vibrating. I was making sure it wasn't Kiersey or somebody. But the Christmas bonus, let's check with I was going to check with the poll that we're doing. So right now we have 16 votes into the poll, and the poll is Christmas bonus incentive. Happy with it or rather have nothing? We have 88% with happy with it. We have 12% that would rather have nothing. That's out of 16 votes. Some of you guys that would rather have nothing, would you put in the chat why you would rather have nothing than take the Christmas bonus? I would the Christmas incentive. Would you give me kind of a reason why? Because I would like to talk about it. It would be like, give me your reasoning behind why you're like, I'd rather take nothing. Because if you're going to be out there working, wouldn't you want an opportunity to maybe be one of the lucky 30 people? Revenue. Lonnie says, my fleet manager and I are looking at upgrading around the first of the year. Han says, I run a car off the road. If it breaks, checks me. Yeah, right, Isaac. Hans gets 7K miles a week. We got a popular resident super trucker in here. He is running hard. He just told me he ran over 37 miles last week and headed to Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, yeah, he's going to get in that warm weather. So, like earlier, we were talking about the demand for us right now, and the freight's kind of slowed down, and that's kind of why we didn't have the Christmas. That's why we have the incentive instead of a bonus, because there's not a need for us right now. And I think that that's affecting the training too. Like, one, we stopped hiring from certain states again. I'm not going to go through which ones. I know Florida's one of them. We're not hiring from Florida again. So, it kind of sucks for you guys in Florida, but hang in there. We'll be hiring again sometime. But it's the end of the year, so with that, the shippers and receivers, they're kind of like tallying up everything they made and everything. It's just been slow right now. And it's due to the economy and a bunch of different stuff. And, it's been slow before. It's going to pick back up. But the reason that we're having TNT trainers with no students or on wait lists to get a student right now is because they're not bringing in too many students. The class sizes are really small, and it's also the 50K miles that's going to tie up a lot of trainers out there. And whenever it speeds back up, everybody's going to be stuck with a student doing 50K miles, and they're going to have people waiting again. And it's a train wreck. Like, I don't know how to improve it. If I was one of the people in charge, I don't know how to improve it, because they come through PSD, boom, hit a wall, waiting on TNT. They get done with TNT, boom, hit a wall. They got to wait on the truck. There's not enough trucks. There's a lot of stuff that happens like that. The comments. Let's see. What's going on, Sketch? James Roberts says, nice meeting you last week on Tuesday, and I trifected my test, and now I'm on my TNT truck. Awesome, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. Where's my clapping? I gotta get better at when my sound out. But hey, congratulations on the trifecta on your test, man. Be safe out there on TNT. Trust your trainer. Hopefully everything goes nice and smooth for you guys. And it's one step closer to getting your own truck. TNT is a struggle. Sleeping in a moving truck is hard. Trusting your trainer to drive while you sleep, him trusting you to drive while he's sleeping, like it is hard. It takes a lot of trust from people. Lonnie's in LA. Gotta love LA. Brian says, "Is Prime still having a big Christmas party?" Which is a very nice party. They should be. It was 67 when I last looked. Oh man, nice and warm in LA, man. That's why people live in LA, is because the climate is good. Like it's nice and pretty much 70 around the 70s year round. Yeah, Edge says he had a total of 7 in his class and it went down to 5 real quick. Click that like button. So, hey, since somebody said click that like button, let's go ahead and hear from our favorite guy, Peg Leg. He's going to teach you how to hit that like button, subscribe. He's going to tell you how to ring that bell. And it's always a pleasure to play Peg Leg's video.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.
I always enjoy that. I'm sorry. It's to me it's awesome. Kiersey, hey Kiersey. Hey Kiersey, I sent you the link in the email. I hope that's still the same email. So I did send you a link in the email in case you decide to jump on, if you want to. What's your favorite VIF gas poison? I don't even know what that is. When you doing a live so I can donate? Oh, he's talking to Kiersey. Yeah, Kiersey, we want a live. Not Los Angeles, LOL. I'm in Louisiana. Oh, I thought you were. Did I read that wrong up there? I was thinking LA, like California. My bad. Blonde moment, guys. Like, I know it doesn't show because I don't have no hair, but it used to be blonde, so could Prime press truck manufacturers to increase the warranties until the production kicks up? I don't know. That would be a good ideal. Like, push out the warranties. Since we're waiting so long on new trucks, that would be an awesome ideal. Like, I don't know what. They might have came up with something like that already. Hey, Greenwich says, the incentive means nothing. In 13 years, I always saw nothing but the Team Kiss A's get the top stuff from the rifles. So they are giving false hope just to keep their numbers up from shippers. Wow. See, I've never really been a part of the rifles and stuff like that. I've never like been involved with it before, so so Greenwich is saying that stuff's probably rigged. Maybe that's why he said not with the incentive. Oh, and no one can convince me that Prime doesn't already know who the rifle winners are ahead of time. Oh, we got a conspiracy going on. Greenwich, if you got the list of the 30, man, let me know. My name's not going to be on there because, I'm exempt from it. Just like the Christmas bonus, like I'm not getting that. I haven't got that because I am working through the holidays, but the catch to it is you got to be available for dispatch. So, like I will work the entire time through the holidays, but my availability, like I'm not dispatched on anything but those tire loads. Like I get a tire load, get a tire load, get a tire load, and you have to be like pretty much available for dispatch like every day. You have to be on those loads and stuff. Right? Wow, the raffle is Illuminati. And Greenwich, you've been here longer than me, so you would probably have more of a first-hand knowledge of that. I'm not gonna say that it's rigged. I like hope and stuff like that. I would really like to talk to one of the winners, though. I think that would be cool. You'll know if it's rigged if everybody that won is in that safety meeting that day. Like the winners would just come up there. Like that is rigged if all three people that won the truck goes up there in the safety meeting that morning and like, hey, here's the keys to your truck. And honestly, like to to be honest with you, like the only way that they could do favoritism on something like this, because we're not in the office, like truck drivers are not in that office. They're not like rubbing elbows with these bigwigs and stuff. So to be honest with you, is I don't think that I don't think that it would be kind of a favoritism because it's going to be somebody that's over the road. Like, unless they get with the fleet managers and the fleet managers are like, hey, man, this is my best driver right here. He deserves that truck, blah, blah, blah. Maybe something like that. Is trucking popular in Helsinki? I don't know. What's going on, Oakdale Trucker? Man, we just hanging out tonight, talking about whatever. The big thing right now is the incentive for staying out, and a lot of people are against it. A lot of people are for it. Let's go back to my poll. Let's see. We have 20 votes now. 80% is happy with it, and 20% says have nothing. How heavy are the tire loads usually? I would say about 35 to about 36,000 pounds. I would say somewhere in there. Now I have seen them heavier. It just, for the most part, they're not loading them like they're stacking them up, if that makes sense. Our tire loads are stacked up. Now I've seen those tire loads where they put the tires in there at an angle, kind of making an X, like stacking them up to save room to get as many as they can in there. And I've heard that will really, really weight down the trailer, and it's not good. Brian says, I just had a tire load. It was 45,000 pounds. See, those probably brand new tires. We're also getting like the worn out, no tread on them, like, or, torn up tires, stuff like that. Oh no, the beer loads are heavy. Beer loads, in my experience, the beer loads are super heavy, man. They like a lot of the beer places, especially like Budweiser and stuff like that. They weigh you with your truck, your empty trailer. They'll come back. You'll come back and weigh your bobtail by itself, and they're gonna try to put as much as they can on your trailer. Like they want to make sure that they are getting the most out of that load that they can. 45,000 in the trailer. Pegleg says Tell Mr. Lowe I'll throw my caterpillar leg into the rifle for that truck. Oh, so you need the truck, big leg? You're gonna have to get those Mr. Magoo windows put in it, those giant magnifying glass windows, just so you can see. The total was 75,600. Are you in a lightweight? Hans, I hope you're still around because I'm about to add somebody to the stream. What's going on, trucking along, Kiersey? Uh-oh.
Hi, guys.
There's the voice.
Hi,
Okay.
guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear the positive voice in trucking now.
Uh-oh.
What do you think of the incentive?
I'm delayed.
Is it delayed?
I think that they're all a bunch of crybabies.
They're all a bunch of crybabies. So you think it's good, or you don't care either way?
Yeah, I think they should be happy for anything they freaking get, and most of them are not even prime employees. In their lease contract, it specifically says, you are not a prime employee. Therefore, you're complaining that a company you chose not to work for is offering something. That's crazy to me.
Oh, so they're just excluded all the way. See, I didn't understand that.
Like, I worked at the post office for 17 years. Okay. Every single holiday. None. I'm not saying they're excluded. I'm not saying they're excluded. What I'm saying is that they should appreciate the fact they don't work for Prime. They are independent contract. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So what happened at the post office?
So yeah, I'm on some kind of a delay. But they chose not to be an employee. Prime is giving $1 million for, Christmas parties and everything. But at the post office, we got 50 people shared one cookie tray. That was our Christmas bonus. That was our Christmas incentive. Okay. So here we have $1 million Christmas party given at each terminal. Okay. And Prime gives us so much throughout the year. So why not just take it? In addition to these incentives, they also give us a Merry Christmas in our pay, a Christmas bonus, which, I think last year they gave the TNTs like $35. I don't remember if you and I, based on how many years we've been here, it was 150 or 125 or whatever it is. But did I get anything? I'm happy. Just paying for dinner, I should be appreciative and happy. Okay. It's just their way to show of appreciation. And some of these people that are saying, well, I rely on that Christmas pay. Well, why? Then you suck as a driver. You suck as money management and you don't understand the economy, and I think that people are really, really, really unappreciative and entitled.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people
All
are
right, I'll shut up.
acting like this Christmas bonus was like a guaranteed thing. Like you have to get it. Prime has to give it to you. And I I'm like, dude, like this is something that this company has done nice for us. Those shippers and receivers that gave Prime like a little bit of incentive because we were out running and stuff like that. Like Prime could have not told us about that and just pocketed it. But you know what? They included us in it and said, hey, let's help the drivers out. Like let's give them that bonus. And now they didn't have really the freight, I don't believe, to the demand for us that at like the beginning of the
But
year. So this is what we're with is an incentive. They are trying to do something for us.
but
I'm just trying
Greenwich
to
is
see.
saying then they should offer it to all contractors, not just a select few. Well, this is how they're offsetting the bad economy. You see, it's and somebody says, "Oh, well, leases should have their own raffle." Why? Do you realize that only 20% of Prime are company drivers? Okay. And 10% of them, like half of them, are on lease op trucks. They're running on the lease purchase trucks. They're running as coders. So there's only 10% of Prime that are on company fleet managers boards. Okay. So this doesn't have anything to do with company or lease. What I'm saying is that people who don't are not actually um employees of the company are like trying to say, well, this company should do that and Prime should do this. Well, you don't want, as an independent contractor, you don't want somebody else telling you what to do with your company. So why is it okay for them to tell Prime, well, you should do this? They don't have to do anything. My brother has been at the post office 26 years and he's still forced in to work Thanksgiving. He's still forced in to work Christmas Eve for New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Mm.
Yeah, the I think the I think that
And Steve O says,
we
I said that, I might as well just put money in a Christmas money market account. Guess what? That's what I do.
yeah invest it back. But I think that a lot of people are just getting all twisted up on like getting all like bent out of shape on it. Like the company's trying to do something for us at the end of the day, and you're right. Like hearing it from some people that don't even work, like that have I'm gonna leave it alone. But I just watching all the videos about people trashing like this incentive, like saying that it's bad and it's messed up, and people are not happy with it. And saying that they would rather have nothing than even get this a chance for this incentive. Like, how greedy are we? Like, I've heard I've heard people say, oh, they could have just gave all of the Prime drivers like $20 of Prime points for their cards, or like they could give us all sweatshirts or jackets or Prime hats or something for working. And I'm all like, man, you are just so into give me something instead of like, hey, just be thankful that they're trying to give us something. I try to let the lag
Yeah,
catch
but
up in
here's the
case you were
thing.
saying
Okay, they
something.
already give us shirts and hats and jackets. So if Prime just said, hey, we're just going to give you a special jacket this year, it would be worse of a reaction than what they're getting right now.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
And with it all, you can't make you can't make people happy no more, is what it seems to be. Yeah,
And I
James
want to
says
apologize
always
to
be.
Roger.
Oh, sorry. James says always be happy with what you have and
Give me
blessed
one
for
second.
what you get. There's a big delay. There's some delay going on. I'm trying to wait to make sure she's not saying something, and then I'm trying to it's kind of hilarious how it's going down, but you know, I think that she's gonna check her internet or something. Maybe. I think it's an internet problem. Miss Vega. I can't say it right. It shows that the whole industry is slowing down. Yes, and it is kind of slowing
Try
down
this.
for a little while. Did you get it a little better?
Let's see if this works. Does this work better?
I think so. I can hear you fine. It's just
No,
I don't know if there's
I
a
can't
delay
hear
or
you.
not. Oh, you can't hear
Hmm.
me. So everybody talk bad while she can't hear us, and then whenever she can hear us again, we'll be nice. Oh, she left. I was joking. All that work are the specified times. Roger, actually, I want what I meant is lease ops should make their own raffles so they can win all the prizes. It was a joke. I didn't mean that Prime should do it. And I was watching No Hippie. No Hippie said that he's giving his employees like a bonus, not because they're working through Christmas, but because they ran good for them all year. They ran hard for them all year. So like I think that that's awesome on his side. Like that is cool. Living with graces. People should.
Let's try it this way. Can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. I was joking around and I was all like, hey, she can't hear us. Everybody start talking bad about her till she can hear us again. And then we'll act like everything's cool. And then you disappear. I was like, oh, she just quit in the middle of the live. She heard that.
No, I would never do that to you. I had to get rid of the thing, but I do want to apologize to Roger over there. One of the reasons why I reacted that way is that there are people that are really they don't understand that everybody who works, whether your company or your lease, whether you're a lease purchase, whether you're an owner who, paid off your truck, um, it's there everybody's included. So the truck payments are 995. That's why they're given $1,000. So just because he and I are company drivers, we would get $1,000. If you're a lease op, then you get a free week of your truck payment, which is 995. So much love to you too, Roger.
I I know I don't have a dog in this fight, but show me where the Christmas bonus or the incentive is mandatory.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah. Um, and that's another thing, like I was trying to say earlier, and I don't know if you even saw it because I was lagging so much, but you know, you figure this way. In the past, they gave me as a TNT, I think I got $35 the first Christmas that I was here. Okay. 17 years at the post office. I never got Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day off. And before that, I was in retail, so I didn't have those days off. So the fact that I came in here, worked for 3 weeks, and then was given the most desirable holidays off. Yes, I was at TNT and I was in training, but they could have turned around and said, guess what? We're putting you back on a different trainer's truck. They didn't do that. They let me stay home. And what people don't get either is that as company drivers, we're not told, no, we can't go home for the holidays. Like, you hear some of these people complain about home time, and I'm not going to mention a name of who it is, but somebody made a video about, oh, well, I'm a lease purchase and I had to leave Prime because I can't get home. Well, I call BS on that. I'm sorry, because in 7 years, I've missed home time twice, and both were my decisions. I either, put the truck in the shop was one time, and the other one, I decided to shut down in the snow. I knew I wasn't going to get home. So people just want to complain about everything. And, you know, they give that $35 to the TNTs, and then they gave us whatever they was, 150 or whatever, and people will turn around and say, "Well, what am I supposed to do with that?" "Well, you can buy freaking dinner." And if you're out, they're paying for your dinner anyway. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what these people expect.
Hans with a super chat. Thank you for putting Kiersey on. She's a goddess in trucking. Yes,
Aw.
thank you for coming on the show. I had to go twist her arm, Hans. I had to go twist her arm Sunday, I had to go up to her truck and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Da, 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 da. And then I said, "Oh yeah, you'll be we'll break in your new laptop and get you on the live. See you Monday at 7." And then I turned around and tried to walk away real quick so she couldn't say no.
No, he didn't do well, he did do that part. Some goddess without my makeup, sorry. I just got off the pad. Etch and I were out on the pad with one of my other students. But, yeah, I'm not a morning person, darling. He comes up to me in the morning right before my student's about the test. Etch is funny because, he's my PSD, and he'll text me every morning, "Good morning. It's beautiful and sunny out, and the clouds are out, and why are you still in bed?" "'Cause I can be. That's why." Uh,
It's too early in the morning for that. Back to what you were saying about company drivers being able to take off for the holidays.
mhm.
I had a message the other day from dispatch or somebody, and it said that you're guaranteed, as a company driver, you're guaranteed one major holiday off. So either Thanksgiving or Christmas. This was before Thanksgiving. So let me know which one you want off for 100% sure. If you want the other one off, I'm going to try everything in my power to get you off for that one too. But just so you know, you're guaranteed one holiday.
Nah, I don't even believe that. I mean, come on. I've been here 7 years, okay? The very first year that I was here, that I was solo, was 2016, the Christmas I was solo. Okay. As a company driver, to stay out the whole month of December 6th through like January 7th, we got paid $350. The lease ops got paid the same amount. Okay. And they only had to be out like 10 days, I think it was. And that they were complaining that they were getting the same amount as us. And we're staying out for 4 weeks and they're staying out for one, less than a little bit more than one. So over the years, they have changed the incentives. Okay, so in 2020, when freight really started picking up because of COVID, we were at the point where I think we were running like 10 or 12,000 loads a week, and at the time, we were rejecting, like, 5,000 loads because we didn't have enough drivers and trucks. So, we had a surplus of loads. So, then they turned around and they offered TNT trainers $800. The TNT students got, $400, and I know because I stayed out that year with my TNT. Then last year, they gave $1,500 to the solo, uh, A seats, if you will. Even if you were a team, you were A seat, you got the 1,500. And they gave 1,800 to trainers, and I'm pretty sure it was 500 to TNTs. And then, there was this big hoo-ha because the leases are like, "Well, what are we gonna get? What are we gonna get?" Well, you know what? They still turned around, they gave you like 20% above what the revenue was. And then people still weren't happy. You know? They're never gonna make everybody happy. So just, accept what you get. But some of these people are like, "Well, we got so much last year," because the people that are being crybabies, wah, wah, I'm gonna do my own video on this, I swear. I might even do it tonight and put it out tomorrow because
Yes, a
they
video.
haven't been here that long. They haven't been here that long. And these are the same people that started last year when freight was like $2.35 a mile average, and now we're back down to $1.85. But when I started, and I remember before COVID, it was $1.58 a mile. So they don't a lot of the people that are complaining about this are relatively new. And I mean less than 2 years. And I don't mean to sound disrespectful to anybody who has, a year and a half. However, is that long enough to see the ups and downs of the freight flow? No Hippie made a video about this today, as a matter of fact, I think he put it out. And, when he started, we were in a down. I'm pretty sure he got his lease like Christmas of 2019, early 2020, and the freight was low. And he did a really good video about if you start when everything's low, you have minimum expectations. The people that came in last year when freight was really high, what they know as normal was the high. So they came out saying, I'm going to buy a truck in cash and I'm going to be making $5 a mile next year. No, you're not. You just don't know it because you're too new. And, you have to research stuff and just be freaking happy. Oh, and Han says I'm mouthy.
Yeah, he said makeup is just war paint anyways with a $5 super chat. And then he says, I gotta admit that Kiersey speaks 99.9% of the truth, even if she's mouthy.
Well, yes, somebody just asked if I have a YouTube channel. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel. Go click on it for me, please. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I was trying to get the link in there right now.
Yeah, well, um, and the first year I stayed out, we still had our old Salt Lake City terminal. I was snowed in for Christmas weekend in Salt Lake City terminal. I had a load, yes, but I wasn't going anywhere because it was snowing for 3 days. And that was back when it was still the old Swift terminal. So there was nothing there. There was no hot food there. There was like one shower in the ladies' bathroom. There was like two washers and dryers or something, and a little tiny break room. So there wasn't even anything to entertain me. And I said, that's it. I'm never staying out again. And the only time I did stay out was I took my student to Vegas like between Thanksgiving and whatever our start time was, the December 6th or something. And we spent a week in Vegas and then we stayed out for the whole month of December to get that Christmas bonus. So,
Yeah, and like Jeff
thanks,
says
Christy.
too, Jeff Wilson says, if you have a family, I can see staying home. And he said, I
Mm,
won't work any holidays no more. I've worked my share of them. And, I'm the same way. Like, I'm trying to be home for the holidays. Also, I have worked many holidays and got
mm.
stuck and had to sit somewhere waiting on a load because everywhere was closed because of the holiday. So, like, I've been out there on holidays. I was like, man, not worth it. I'm not sitting around again on a holiday in a truck stop of all
Well,
places.
and Roger's saying that he worked at Werner. So I'm kind of curious what they do because people don't understand what other companies do. CFI, I have one of my best friends works for CFI. CFI, all they do is guarantee you're going to get 2,500 miles that week. So if you don't get it, they pay you the difference. And like Hans was saying, well, what's your average? When I'm solo, I'm more like 2,800, 2,900 miles. If I get 24, 2,500 miles, my fleet manager knows I'm not happy. Now if I'm teaming and I get 4,500 miles, he knows I'm not happy because they I don't like the way they pay the team trainers for the company side. Um, I have to do a certain number of miles or it's actually not worth it. I could do better solo sometimes depending on how many miles I got. But if I get good miles, then I'm making a lot of money. So, um, it's just hard. TNT's hard on both the trainer and the student.
Sketch wants to know where he signs up for the student to Vegas trips.
I did. Actually, what happened with that was I had a husband wife team that were my subscribers. And the wife came first and she wound up on a trainer's truck. Well, she had some issues with the trainer. I was able to talk to somebody up in management. I got her off the truck. The husband eventually wound up coming and, they went teaming and everything. So all of the help that I provided to them, they decided to give me a free room at the Wynn Casino, Hotel and Casino in Vegas. And I did a video about this. We were talking about this the other day, right? I wound up, I bought a package for my student in the spa. It was like $350 or something, and I bought a facial for my friend, and I spent probably 2 grand in that spa over that week, and I wound up winning like 1,500 or 2,000. So I didn't really feel like I wasted all that money. But I think that we really have to pamper ourselves every once in a while.
Yeah, when you're off the truck, enjoy yourself. Make the best of it. Like if you like the spas, go do the spas. If you like the casinos, hit the casinos. You know, I had fun every time I got to park somewhere that me and my teammate got off the truck. We went to like the mall. We went to a big mall. We did some things out there over the road. You have to kind of keep yourself like spend some money. You make good money, so when you take some time off out there, make the best of it. Spend some money.
Yeah.
Uh,
And yeah,
not
and
not so Swift
Hans,
Terminal was a dump. Changed
yeah,
a lot since your video.
yeah. So Hans is over there saying that when you're over the road, sometimes you have to drive holidays. And I think that that's one thing that I'm seeing a lot with students, that they really have unrealistic expectations. Um, I had a woman that I was supposed to go pick up one time. So I was supposed to be there in like 4 days to get her. And then she turns around and tells me that her anniversary was the following week. So she wanted me to come pick her up in 4 days, then run a week with her, but then take her back for her anniversary. And then 2 weeks later, take her back for her husband's birthday. And I'm like, whoa, 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 no, this is team. No, it's not happening. And if I it's not like I don't care, I do, but in this, you have to understand, this is not a social gathering, this is not a travel agency, this is not RVing. I hate when people compare this to getting paid to RV. I hate it
I
because
can't
this
stand it
is a
either.
job. This is a job. And one thing I hate too with some of the women coming in, a lot of them want to bring their kids on the truck. And it's like, I took Etch and my other student down to what we call the boneyard, which is like all the wrecked trucks. And I usually save that for the people who really need to be woken up, the people that have this fantasy of what this job is like, because when you see those accidents in reality, you have a greater respect for what we do.
You know, we one of our fellow trainers out there, he got in trouble because he took his students down there. First day he'd meet them, he would take them down there to that boneyard, and he
Mhm.
would be like, "Now this is how serious it is." And he had a guy quit because he was
Mm,
like saw that and he was so scared of it. Like he was all like,
mm,
"Oh my gosh!" But like he got in trouble for it. They were all like, "Don't take your students down there no more." But when we do
right,
those tire runs, we're right there anyway. So like I'm all
right.
like, "Y'all see those trucks over there?
I guess
Not
I'm getting in
good."
trouble. They specifically asked me just because they were hearing rumors about it, and, might as well show them. I mean, you can go watch wrecks out on YouTube. Somebody just
It's a
asked which
reality check.
terminal.
It's a good
Yeah.
it's a good thing to see. It's a reality check. It's like, hey, look, this is what this looks like.
Right. Brian's asking what terminal were we talking about, Swift? The Prime Salt Lake City terminal used to be a Swift terminal. Prime bought it. And the old Swift terminal that they had was, I kid you not, it was like a carport that like your grandparents would have. It's just the wooden top that goes over. And then you would drive through and there was a wooden gate that somebody would come out and lift up. So it was completely outside. They were very limited on tools, and then when you went into the building, it was nothing like what we are used to at Prime. We have company stores, we have chiropractors and doctors, and we have a salon with a spa where we could get facials and massages and real hot food in a cafeteria, and it didn't have any of that. It had a room with a few tables and a couple washing machines, and that was it. So,
You remember the
you know
wash bay? You had a it like dipped into the ground and you had to stay between the curbs. It went.
Mhm.
You would get washed and then come out of it. Ah, that thing was wild. I remember that.
Yeah, that's just saying between the Marine Corps and the fire department, he didn't have any holidays off either, you know? And honestly, even when I had enough time at the post office that I was able to volunteer for certain holidays, um, I usually volunteered because I don't have any kids, so I did want those family people to be able to take off. But some of them were still a little entitled. I had 17 years in, and I would let somebody take off that only had a couple years, and instead of just being thankful, they would bitch and gripe and moan too. And here's one for you. My birthday is 4th of July weekend. In 17 years, I only got my birthday off one time at the post office. I called out sick and they gave me a 7-day suspension, which they made me work. I didn't get a free week off. They made me work, but they put it in my file as a 7-day suspension. So, you know, holidays and birthdays weren't anything to me.
I showed that early, and not risking life has made much sense early for me too. So he's talking about that boneyard. He's saying Jeff, he's seen the boneyard pretty early, and he was all like, man, that just seeing that made me like, buckle down on that safety. And like that's what we really harp on whenever we take you on drives and stuff. I think it's good to take people over there and just so they can see it, because it's the truth. Like if you're not being safe out there, your truck might end up over there.
Yeah. There's a few videos that I usually show people too, and one is I'm pretty sure it's Wyoming. I'll have to go back and look. If I find it, I'll send you the link. But it's a police officer is pulling somebody over on the side of the road, and it's a very windy day. The truck driver should have gotten into the left lane and given the cop room. He didn't. He stayed in the right lane. Thank God the cop was actually, talking to the car he pulled over, because the truck completely rolls on top of it, just blows over on top of the police car and flattens it. And that's something that if that cop was in there, that driver's going to prison. He was negligent by not being in the left lane. So at least if he was in the left lane, he would have been doing everything he could to prevent that. But he really should have been parked. If he was that late, he could blow over. That's one video that I show. Another is like the Wyoming crashes. When you just see bang, 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 it's really sobering.
Yeah, those videos are scary. All of them. Whenever I started trucking my first year in the winter, I saw the Ohio video. Like I went through Ohio right before it got really bad there. Like I was racing the snowstorm, and they had all these cars just hitting each other. And that's the first time I ever watched footage of people on cell phones with cars coming down the road and they can't stop. They're all sliding, boom, hitting the next one, hitting the next one. You hear all the truck horns and bam, trucks hit the back of the truck in front of them, smashing cars. Like it
Was
is
that Veterans Day of
scary.
2019? Was that Veterans Day
20
of 2019?
No, it was probably
Um,
about,
Because
it was in
Veterans Day of
Ohio. It was probably
2019, I was there. I was there. There were like 150 vehicles that piled up over so many miles. And, um, I watched Conway slam into Swift, and then they hit a box truck, and I got into the left lane to get around them. And then FedEx jumped at the guardrail from the other direction and almost hit me. So I had to get back in front of Swift. And people were screaming on the CB, slow it down, slow it down. There's a parking lot in front of you, but they weren't telling us which direction or which mile marker, and it was not cool. There's another video I show of a tanker exploding. It was right around Christmas. It was December 17th of 2017, and I was in Baltimore trying to get home. And this tanker, he made a choice. I saw him. He made a choice to drive off the side of the highway, off the bridge, and not kill everybody with the flammable product he had, as a tanker driver. And luckily for me, I just got this gut feeling where I pulled on a wide shoulder, and I was not stuck in all that black ice. But you know, and I already told this to Etch and my other student. When you get that feeling, you need to stop. Mhm.
Han says $5 super chat. He says, I want Kiersey on as a regular guest, Mr. Juggalo. See, Hans is super nice tonight. We had Kiersey come in here. Hans has been super nice. Usually he's all like super chat, and then he's all like, Juggalos wear pajamas. Juggalos suck, but tonight it's Mr. Juggalo. I feel like I'm doing good.
Well, he was
Finally
over
got Han
trolling my
Solo of approval.
Hans was over trolling my video, arguing with my subscribers, but
Oh, was he
Etch is a really
trolling?
nice guy. Yeah, Hans is a sweet guy who's an acquired taste and he likes to make trouble. Just like he's over here saying that, he likes me better than you. Come on, Hans, that's not nice.
Yeah.
But you got to take them with a grain of salt. But you know, Etch is over here saying it was a bad day for him and everything. And this is something that students, I think, have to take notice of. Don't be too hard on yourselves. You're going to have really good days and you're going to have really bad days. And I don't really think today was a bad day for him. Um, he just was a little off all day and, he got it right in the end. So I don't know what his problem is. But he'll be texting me in the morning at 7 o'clock, the crack of dawn. What are you doing? Well, I'm sleeping. Goodbye.
I'll just take him on my tire load tomorrow. I'll see him there at 7 and I'll be like, come on, let's go do this tire load. We got to get those 2 or 3 hours, whatever it was, hour and a half, whatever it was that he needed.
No, I already got them. He's got his hours.
Oh, he got his
He can't,
hours.
he's got his hours, but now he can't test until December 7th. That man is so ready to test. I could test him tomorrow, but again, stupid laws. I mean, he's really good. I had him backing up in between trailers and stuff, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'll go get some loads and, um, you know, I have some regular doctor's appointments that I work around, so sometimes it's harder for me to just get loads like maybe you would, but
Yeah, it seems like one of those guys that's going to be beating himself up if he's not catching on really quick. Sometimes, sometimes you just come in and you just have a bad day too. Like I've seen
mhm,
people do that before. They came in and had a bad day. I said, you know what, just get out of here for the day. Go figure out whatever you need to figure
mhm,
out. Come in tomorrow. Next day, everything perfect again. So and what I'm finding out is about day number 12 or day number 13 of
mhm,
being with me is usually whenever somebody's homesick. They get homesick around like right before their test. They start getting homesick and
mhm,
they're thinking of their family. Like I have grown men bust out into tears around that time and they're just like, I miss my kids. And they're, I'm all like,
mhm,
dude, I know it's gonna be hard, man. This is a
right.
hard career. I'm like, just go talk to your family, go video chat them. I said, no studying today. Just go take care of your family, get your mind back into this so we can get this done. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not his problem. He's a military guy and he's like, get it done, get it done, get it done. He's very analytical. I'm telling you, he's gonna make such a great TNT student that I was really considering taking him on the road just because he's the kind of student that you want that wants to absorb everything. He's also the kind that's gonna want to do everything. And one of my best friends is a TNT trainer. He just picked up a student 2 days ago, and he's already bringing him back to the terminal because the guy wants off the truck because he said, quote unquote, this morning, I'm not going to have somebody tell me what to do. Well, you're in training. That's what training is, where I'm telling you what to do. Whereas Etch is going to be one of those guys that I'm not going to have to tell him what to do at all. He's going to just absorb what I have to tell him the first week or two. And then after that, he's going to be running that truck. I already know. He's the type of guy, he's going to be up there washing my windows and changing, my wiper blades and changing the light bulbs and really inspecting everything and wanting to be and learn as much as he can. So when I get students like that, it's amazing and it's great and it makes me lazy. But I don't know. TNT is hard for me anymore. I'm getting too old and tired and I lost a lot of weight. I'm already down 35 pounds and lost like 3 pant sizes. So I'm afraid that if I go back on the road teaming, I can keep the weight off and keep losing if I go solo. But if I go teaming, I know I'll gain it all back. So I don't really want to.
When we
So
gonna get those exercise videos?
when I'm smaller, when there's
What's it
less
called?
jiggle,
Remember those old ladies that are not old ladies. Remember those 80 videos with the headbands on and they're like in their spandex and their their
Hmm.
leggings with the tutus on and all that stuff.
Yeah, those were Jane Fonda's. But originally, when I first started my YouTube channel, I was solo. I had a really bad experience with a student on my truck, and that's why I started the YouTube channel because I was like, I am never having anybody on my truck again. And I said, all right, I'm going to lose weight. And I dropped 60 pounds. And one of the ways I did it was this walk in place program that I was actually doing on the truck. Like you can actually walk in place and do these different hand movements and little kicks and knee lifts and stuff. So I was pretty much eating chicken and tuna and salads and like hard boiled eggs and then doing this walk in place program. So I eventually got to a point where I was going to make a video, even using like the curbs at the truck stops and just doing like calf raises and step up and step downs. And, then I stupidly decided to go back to teaming, and then COVID hit, and, just going shopping for decent food was hard, and I gained it all back. I lost my momentum and my motivation, but right now, I'm motivated and I got that willpower. You're gonna see me pretty tiny by, like, March or April. Wait till you see. Some of you guys won't recognize me.
You're getting ready in time to hit the beach, huh? About to go to
Oh, thank
Cancun.
you. They said I'm sexier than Twisted. Thank God.
Yeah, I
No
skipped that
offense,
one out.
but I don't wanna look like a man. I'd look pretty bad with a beard, I think.
Yeah, but she doesn't got the beard. Guys, chill out. She don't got the nice
Mm.
beard.
Yeah, but you know what? You know how, like, women want that hourglass figure? It doesn't matter what size I am or how much weight I gain, my measurements are always hourglass. So, like, when I started this weight loss thing 2 months ago, I took my measurements and I cried and I didn't write them down. I cried, and now I'm down, like, 3 inches in each part, and I'm still absolutely symmetrically an hourglass, so it's like, right now, I'm like Dolly Parton in 1980, and I wanna be Dolly Parton in 1990. Mm.
I like Dolly Parton.
Yeah, I do too,
Nothing
she's
wrong
cute and
with
sweet.
a use the side of a prime trailer as a wall to do wall ball shots. Hey, that's a good idea if you're not parked between some trucks. Well, you would have to be quicker if you're parked between some trucks because you would like you miss it, it's gonna go ting ding 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 ding.
Uh,
You ever play wall ball?
no, no.
You ever play racquetball?
Yeah.
Same thing. You just use your hand instead of a racket.
Yeah, when I was a kid, though, my mom didn't want me playing sports, like, the girls all played field hockey, my mother was afraid that I would, like, beat somebody with a stick, just like how you made fun of me about my weapons, I had weapons when I was a kid, too.
Yeah, man, that video when that I was like, talk about you having a brick in a purse, and that video like what 3,000 views or something like that. And then I put a video out today, and it's been out all freaking day, and I think it has 10 views, a little short.
Yeah, I don't understand how, YouTube comes up with all these algorithms because I've studied the algorithms and I do what they say that we're supposed to do. And I had this one video that just in a matter of a couple hours, it was one of my students on test day and she really, really struggled. And within a couple hours, it had like 5,000 views. And then I do a video that you know, should be really interesting to people, especially the 8-2 split. It's like one of the most searched topics whenever people are coming out and didn't do so good. Now, my original one that's been up for years, that one still gets plenty of views, like 25,000 views or something, but the newer one's not, you know, getting it. Aw.
Going to sleep.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mr. Bozo, for bringing Kiersey. It made my day.
Good night, Hans. Thank you.
Um, I like Hans. He's freaking
Mm,
hilarious.
he is. But I got this weird tickle in my throat and I don't know what it is. Like it's almost like I have powder, like I inhaled some kind of powder. Like you know how sometimes I get bad allergies with pollen. So it almost feels like that powder that you get from the pollen and I just can't, it's driving me nuts. You didn't feel like that when you had COVID, did you?
No, 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 no.
Like
COVID
I
was
feel
COVID
mm,
was like I had a sinus infection at the start, and then I got a little bit better, and then it hit me even harder, and I just got a lot of stuff. Why would you even think that you had COVID? Like,
'cause I never got it. And now
oh,
they're
you
saying it's
never
going
got it?
around again. I never got it.
What do you mean
Mm-mm.
it's going around again? Is that why I seen
They're
a trainer
talking
and a
about
student
new
driving around in a
variants.
mask?
And they're talking about new variants and all that. You know, I never got it. I never got vaccinated. What's really interesting though is my brother's one of those people that first off, when I was a little kid, my brother and I both had really bad reactions to the DPT shot. So the only vaccines that we had were the MMR, the measles, mumps, and rubella. Um, so that's all I needed for college was MMR. So I haven't had any kind of shot since then, and I'm not going to because I really don't know. They don't know if it was the P. You know, they sat there trying to figure out which vaccine we were allergic to, and we both almost died. Like our throat swelled up and everything. We almost died. So I'm not getting a shot. What was interesting though is because of all that, my brother's always into antioxidants and all kinds of supplements and vitamins and stuff, minerals to try to combat and build your immunity. What he found out during COVID was that there is a certain mineral or antioxidant or whatever in mulberries that actually protects people from COVID. And when we were kids, we had this huge, huge mulberry tree in our backyard that all summer long we just sat there eating. We would put them in a bowl like with like cereal and just fill it with milk and just sit there and eat the mulberries while we were watching cartoons. And when my brother saw that, he's like, "No wonder neither one of us got sick. We have so much stinking mulberries in our system that we'll probably never get it." And neither one of us did. So that's kind of neat.
It's time to grow a mulberry tree at your place.
I would love to. I would love to, really.
Weasel says, I watch you, Kiersey, 8 days and I start school twisted. Whoop whoop. Oh man, that's exciting. It's about do 8 days. That's not long, man.
Mhm.
Congratulations. Yeah, somebody said congratulations. Oh, Hans with another super chat. Twisted, you have great content as well. Kiersey taught you well when you were her apprentice. That's right.
Do these
She's taught me
people
everything
know?
I know. I learn every
He
day from her.
he keeps saying that, but it's so not true. It's so not true. But I
Hey, I don't
appreciate
even
that.
know how to do YouTube. I'm always asking you questions on like how you read this stuff. Like you teach
Mm.
me everything. I don't know. I don't even know how to do my own YouTube channel. I'll just make this stuff up as I go.
Well, you do a good job. Thanks, Weasel. I appreciate it. So where's Weasel going? Is he come to Prime?
No, he Prime didn't. He's gonna
Mm,
go to a
I'm
school.
okay. Well,
So
sorry, but good for you.
yeah, he's gonna go to a school. Hopefully, I want to say that he's gonna get It's gonna be. I want to say he's going to school and he's not going to get the automatic restriction. I can't remember for
Mm,
sure.
yeah,
You know, I
that's
talk to a lot of people every day.
yeah. Oh, so do I,
Putting
and I
my
get
phone
everybody
number in
confused.
the description,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm getting calls and text messages like crazy. I try to answer them
Mm-hmm.
whenever I can, but like it's pretty cool how many people like want information and like need help. Like I've helped drivers that's been out for a while, like that's been driving for a while. They text me, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
how do you do this?" I'm all like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
How long you been driving?"
Right. I mean, I get it too. People call at 2 o'clock in the morning. If you're gonna call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, it would be something serious. You had an accident, you're scared, there's something, don't call me because your radio's broken. I hate that. I'll delete your number, I'll block your butt because you're not gonna annoy me like that. Um, have some respect.
It's
But
time change. How do I rotate the clock back? That's what they'll be calling you in the middle of the night. Hey,
oh
time
yeah,
changed. How do I fix my clock in my Freightliner? For reals? You ain't
yeah.
got no one else to call?
Well, I mean, you don't even have to do it. Wait until the next day. Your phone is gonna change, your Qualcomm's gonna change automatically, so big deal. Mm, you know?
Twisted, you're the great Malenko, sir. Whoop whoop. Twisted Big D, your big help. Man, I'm glad to help. I know sometimes it takes me a while to get back to messages on that phone. So, like, I
Yeah.
have two phones. I have my personal phone
Mhm.
that, and the reason I got my second phone wasn't for YouTube originally, but it was for my students to have a phone because I got tired of people calling me in the middle of the night. Hey, I just want to see how things going. Did we not
Mhm.
work from like 6 in the morning to about 3 in the afternoon, dude? Like, do you not remember that? Why you call me so late? And I used to answer it because I was all like, my student might be having an emergency. Boom, I'd answer, hey,
Mhm.
what's going on? I wouldn't silence, no call, nothing. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of people calling me like that. Just call me and say hi at 2 a.m. So I got my
Mhm.
second phone. It's the Prime phone. The
Oh, okay.
Prime, I think it's like $10 a week. It's unlimited
Mhm.
everything. Service for the most part is good. Every once in a while, you'll walk through a dead zone on the pad or something. It's weird, but
Right.
it's a pretty good phone. And I just went ahead and said, you know what? I'm going to also use it for YouTube. That way, I have an actual phone number people can text because my email does not work half the time. Oh, do
Right.
y'all like my new emblem over there? I think
Yes.
I'm gonna use that emblem for a while. I was just curious what y'all thought about it. You like it or no? The little green dude
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
It took
It's on the
me.
outside.
It took me. Let's see. I got here 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6. It took me 4 hours to make that. It is 93 shapes just to
Wow.
make that.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I put in a lot of work on that, and then I'm all like, after I made it, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be good. I got tired of
Yeah.
the emblem that was up there, and I kind of wanted something fresh and new. And I changed my page up to have that on it. And I'm gonna try it out for a
Mhm.
while. If I like it, I keep it. If everyone hates it, then I'll get rid of it.
Yeah. See, I'm still trying. It's been a year and since I've been doing this PSD and you know, 3 or 4 months of that I was doing TNT, so it really hasn't been a full year. I'm still trying to come into my own as far as getting schedules and stuff like that. So trying to keep up with YouTube and constantly changing my schedule is it's been hard for me. It really has. It's been hard to keep up with both. So I'm trying to come up with this idea because I want to actually take 1 day a week off would be nice. I heard you talking about that earlier, and I think it's important for us, even
Yeah,
if we're
one day
only
a week
working like,
off.
yeah, I want 1 day a week off. 'Cause it seems like, you plan on it having a particular day off, and then all of a sudden something stupid happens and student does something stupid on a test, and then all of a sudden, like Friday, I had a student that she did great on her test, on her backing, on her pre-trip. She gets out on the road, she's doing great, and then all of a sudden she has an impeded traffic automatic fail. And, it's like I really didn't need to take her back on the road and work with her. It was just one of those stupid situations that happened to pop up. You know what I mean? Um, and I said to her, I was like, how much time do you want us to go take on the road? Because I was really planning on taking a day off. And, if she would have said to me, no, I want to be on the road like all tonight, all tomorrow, I would have said, okay. But we went out the road for a few hours that night, and she was like, "No, I'm good." She goes, "I know what I did, and it was stupid, and it wasn't anything to do with you, and you gave me the tools to do what I gotta do, so I'm just gonna pass." So I took my day off Sunday and, and she passed. No, I took Saturday off and then she passed Sunday. So, but honestly, I think one day off still isn't enough. I don't know how the heck you do it with a family.
And you're gonna be able to manage everything a lot more the more you've been doing this. Like, what are you at right now? Like 30 students or
Yeah, I'm right about there, yeah.
so 40 students. So like
Mhm,
the more you do, the more that you get your routine down, because that's what you're doing right now is you're developing a
mhm,
routine and you're seeing how to work and you're managing your time. And
mhm,
you'll be able to I got my routine down. Like I've been training for about 5 years, pretty
wow.
much 5 years. And I got my
Mhm,
routine down. That's how I'm able to do YouTube. I know, hey, I can do it on this day or this day, or,
mhm,
I got my routine down. Like Mondays, I like to come home a little bit early, like about 3 in the afternoon. And I
mhm,
keep what I do is I keep a log of what videos I want to make. And then I try to bust out all my videos on Monday, like one after another,
mhm,
bam, 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 of the ones that I planned on making. Spread them out through the week. Monday nights
mhm,
live and Thursday night live. So like I got a routine going and I have goals I set for my students each day. I get my job done, get them to the
mhm,
point I want them at. So right now you're kind of like, how far can I push this guy today? Like how far can I get
mhm.
him today? Can I get him further? Can I get him further? And like you'll start developing that routine of like do this on this day, do this, get them to this point by this time. You'll be killing it. But I
Yeah.
just gotta give Kiersey some time to figure out like her own schedule and what she wants to do because we're all different out there. We all train different
Mhm,
ways. I like to kind of do one maneuver a day. My goal is this straight line back on the first day. Second day, maybe if we get the straight line back done, second day, offsets. If we get the offsets done, third day, parallel. And if we
mhm.
don't get it done, then we add on days to that. But my goal by the end of the day is try to get you done with
Mhm.
that. Sorry,
Well,
I'm
hey,
going to jump right
my
here real
buddy
quick.
Million Mile Man. Hi, Million Mile Man. Uh, somebody
Oh,
just
man.
asked me, I think it
I
was
seen
Hans,
him
if
the
you
other
go up.
day. Oh, where was I at? I think I was on the yard. I seen him the other day, and I was already
Mhm,
walking up the hill, and I think he was picking up an empty trailer, or it might have
mhm,
been one of his trucks, but I didn't have a chance to run down there. But I like Million Mile Man. I hear he's a great TNT trainer. I've heard it from several of his students, like his TNT
oh,
students said how good he was. Jeff just become a member of the channel. Jeff, thank you for becoming a member. And you guys that are members, remember whenever we get to 3,000 subscribers, that giveaway, those
mhm,
members are going to get a hat too. Right now,
mhm.
there's Jeff just made it a 1 in 9 chance to win the hat. Kiersey's in there too, so one
Yeah.
in nine chance of winning one of the hats, the red ones, uh, way over
Mhm.
there.
Oh, thanks. Um, oh yeah, about Million Mile Man and him being a trainer. Because one of the more prominent females out there in social media as prime drivers, a lot of women come to me and his past students had come to me telling me how wonderful he is. And this is something I don't really tell guys much, but when I wind up hearing good news like that from female drivers, I make it a point for the female driver to go and write a good letter or a report to management, especially our female driver liaison. And even if the student doesn't do it, I'll go back and tell the female driver liaison, hey, this person told me some really good stuff. I'll even send them like a copy. I'll forward the email. Like if I get an email, I'm pretty sure it was Willie Million Mile Man. I got an email from one of his students, and this was a couple years ago, and I forwarded that email off to the management in Prime and said, "This is what's being said about him. Make sure that you put it in his file because you never know when somebody's going to come up with some petty bullshit, sorry, shouldn't have said that, but petty, crappy excuse or complaint. At least you have documentation in your file. And Hans up there asked, like, if I like training in Springfield more than training over the road. I really do. um, I do like TNT, don't get me wrong, because I really like being able to help somebody almost like tweak being a driver. It's really amazing when you see them back into the dock for the first time by themselves. It's really amazing. Like Cassie, I have videos of her and she's backing up. She drove through East LA and she's backing up and it's the dark and she gets out and she's jumping up and down. That is like such an awesome feeling. But at the same time, doing PSD on the pad, I can help so many more people. And as people upgrade, they come back and they visit us. So I've actually formed a network with my own students where my student from last December just met my students from June and my students from September. And they're all like now supporting each other. And that's really cool.
Yeah, it's starting a little community of students.
Yeah.
Also, we have a trainer out there, Bo. He does a with his students. He does a Facebook group, and it's called this Driver's Lounge or something like
Hmm.
that. And it's really
Mhm.
cool because all of his students that he's ever had, he gets them to join that Facebook page and they get to see
Mhm.
the new guys and they welcome there and in there. And I was privileged enough that he invited me to that to see it. And it's really neat. It's really awesome. Like, and having to take care of another social media thing, I was like, nah, I got too much on my plate right now.
Yeah, that's a
So
really
we
cool idea, and maybe I could do that with Discord, but, um, Facebook hates me, they won't let me back on.
what I'm finding out, not too many people want to download the Discord app. Weasel
Mm,
says, weighing my options on companies, Prime is definitely big on the list. TMC is too. I really like how Prime is one big family. It's crazy awesome. Yeah, and
we are.
definitely do your research on the company too. It's really not it's kind of really not Prime made us a family. It's the drivers. It's all of the
Mhm,
drivers out there made it a big family. So like it's us being like, hey man, what's going on? We drive for the same company, and like I think that we do a good job of trying to pick each other up, especially in
mhm.
training. You see a lot of the students trying to pick each other up. You see a lot of the drivers that are walking around by the students, they pick them up like and just try to help each other out.
Mhm. Well, and that's like one of the really cool things when you see new people come into the terminal, into the plaza, and they get like wrapped up in that atmosphere. But then when you see people that don't join in with that type of atmosphere, I already know they're not going to make it through training because they're not going to like it here. There is, they used to like send people home based on quote unquote not prime material, and it's really about go-getters and supporting each other. My first month out, I was in the Salt Lake City terminal and I was sitting in the driver's lounge and this guy came in and pointed to three of us and said, you. And I thought he was going to accuse us of hitting him or something. He's like, I know yous are all brand new drivers because you all suck at backing. So get outside. And I was like, who the heck is this guy? And so he turned around, he told us that he had been driving for Prime for 25 years and he was bringing his truck in and he was retiring. So he just handed off all of his stuff from inside the truck. The refrigerator, he gave me a GPS, a $400 GPS, $300 GPS. He gave out his refrigerator, his satellite, his TV, his micro, everything got handed out to us brand new drivers. And when I told him, I was like, I can't afford to give you any money for this. He said, you don't have to, just pay it forward. Treat the new drivers well. And that's how Prime stays to be that family orientation. And It's one of the reasons I'll never leave. I don't care what these people try to tell me out on the road. I've had people come up to me in way stations that would be like, "Oh, well, maybe you could work for a good company someday." And I'll be like, "Oh, okay. Well, where do you work?" "Oh, well, such and such." And I said, "How long have you been there?" And it turns out this guy's been driving for 4 or 5 years and he's already worked at 6 or 7 different companies. Well, that's not the kind of person I'm going to take advice from. And then when I tell him, "Yeah, I've been here 7 years and it's been the same company." And then he goes, "Oh, wow. Right, pal. I could go wherever the heck I want. This is where I want to be. Nobody's going to send me away."
Do you have your
Mm.
million miles?
No, I don't. And the reason it would have been this March will be my million miles. And Hans just asked, as a company driver, do you get a brand new truck at a million miles? Yes, you do. And they let you pick certain options. Um, but I had taken off time for a couple different surgeries, so that kind of put me behind where I should be. But I'll get there
Oh,
eventually. Yeah.
so whenever you get caught back up, it'll equal out. They don't. It tells you. You know, on your app, you can look at it, right?
Yeah, I know. But see what happens is like I took 3 months off in 2018 for surgery, and then in 2020 I had to get another surgery. So it put me like months and months behind. It's not but the truth of the matter is, with the way the trucks are, I don't want a new truck. I don't want a post-COVID truck. The truck I have, even though I don't like Cascadias, I'd rather have an International. Guess what? I'm not want to give up this 2019 truck because there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, same here. That's what I was thinking the other day too. I was all like, man, I don't want to order a truck until we get these COVID reject trucks out the way. Once we get rid of
Exactly.
these, like I wouldn't buy any truck that was from the year
Mhm.
2020 to 20, probably 23. I would not buy any of those trucks if y'all are buying them. That not a good idea.
Mhm.
Uh, Gene Scott says, "What's up, Twisted? Wow, what a lovely guest. Sure is a lot better than Tennessee." Ouch. Han
Well,
says she's better looking than Tennessee too. Tennessee's hair's longer, guys. His hair's longer.
yeah, his hair's longer than mine.
I try to help Tennessee out. I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah, well, Tennessee's a nice guy. He helps me a lot too. Like he really supports me when I'm on test day and I'm all nervous because I'm like sitting in the window and I'm like biting my nails, like, oh my God, what did she get? Did she do a parallel? What's wrong with her? And so I get all these spies, and Tennessee's one of them that will go like outside and go look and then come back and say, yeah, she's in the offset box now. She's setting up for parallel.
Yeah,
It's
he's
cool.
always in front of that building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just giving him a hard time. Han says, I would do prime, but I can't go 57, can't run faster. I can run faster. Hans went to a company. Hans was going to go drive a truck. I don't know if you know this, Kiersey, or not, but a while back, Hans was going to go drive a truck that its top speed was like 60 miles per hour. It was governed at 60. So, like, the prime trucks were about to outrun him. He's
Yeah,
talking
well,
about he
see what
can't
people
go
don't get
57.
though, like if I run my truck 58 to 60 miles per hour, I can seriously make between like 250 and $300 a week just in fuel bonus. And I have that on pay settlements so I can prove it. So, and pay stubs. So, I don't, people will sit here and say, oh, well, if I can, I run 62, they run 65 and lease. And it's like, oh, so 3 miles extra, and you sit there and say, "Oh, it's 200 miles or whatever," but it's just like, "Come on, guys. Really?" By the time you added my fuel bonus, I made more money in fuel bonus than I would have in those 200 and something miles.
So with the fuel, how does fuel bonus work out for us company drivers? Like, how do they figure it?
It's based on how much money you save them. So they come up with this percentage, and on average, I do about 5 cents a mile on fuel bonus. So it comes out to like $6,000 a year or something if on doing solo. But when it comes to teaming, what people don't think about is when I team, I'm doing a lot of high val loads and a lot of FedEx loads. So guess what? I'm really light. And because I'm light, I wind up making a lot more on my cents per mile. So if I'm teaming, I'm usually between like 5 and 8 cents a mile. I think the most I ever got was like 9 cents a mile, but my highest was almost $400 in 1 week for the fuel bonus. They give us a percentage of what they saved, is basically what it comes down to.
Mine's never been that good. I'm always like $10 here, $15 here.
Yeah, but
Dang
because
student
that's because you're
drivers.
on well, that's because you're not running the miles. We get a cents per mile, so you're not running the same amount of miles. I mean, I was
That's
running
true.
5,600 miles, so if I'm getting 7 cents a mile at 5,600 miles or whatever it was, then I'm gonna make a lot more, sorry. But, you know, my lowest fuel bonus when I was actually on the road was $100 a week. Eh,
He's an awesome guy. Wouldn't trade him for any trainer. He's talking about Tennessee Flatbedder. So like Gene was one of Tennessee Flatbedder's students, and
mm,
cool guy. I was supposed to train Gene, and unfortunately, my guy's test had to get pushed back because we got sick and different stuff like that. So I didn't
mhm.
get to end up with Gene. But yeah, Tennessee. He'll get your CDL for you, man. Like he's
Well,
good.
we all will,
Yeah,
we
we'll
all will.
we'll all get you a CDL. Like even the
Yeah.
guys that you're like, man, that guy's never gonna get a CDL. We'll still get you a
Mm.
CDL.
What is behind me? Oh my gosh, I just realized that I got jeans up on my
I've never tested anyone that has not got a CDL.
yeah.
I've never had anyone fail the test so many times they got sent home. I'll say
So
that.
how many people have you tested out? Do you know?
I think it's like I think last time I checked it was 200, 230, and
Mhm.
I've probably done about 40, 50 people since then.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I'm in like
See,
the 270s if I had a guess. I'm not even
yeah,
sure. The only
yeah.
reason I
You're
know that is because I went in there and asked I went in there one time and I said, "Hey, I'm just curious, how many students have I trained total?" And
mm,
he was all like, "You see all these pages? It's so many per page." He was all like, "Click, click, 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 click," and he was
mm,
counting it. And then he times it by however much, and he was all like, "Oh, 230." I
mhm.
said, "Really?" I go, "Man, I thought I've only trained like 70 people." And he goes, "No, no, you trained like 60 last year." I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, I'll get there eventually, but what I did find out recently that I thought about and I was counting is that on my fleet manager's board of like 94 drivers, like 12 of them were my students, and like 5 or 6 more were my YouTube subscribers that I've been mentoring over the years. And I was like, check that out. Like almost 20% of his fleet are basically people that I either trained or I mentored. And it's really a cool feeling with that. And I think that's important that people really overlook the relationship that they should build with that fleet manager. I wanna do as much for my fleet manager, and I do the same thing for yours, by the way. Like, your fleet manager, I met his wife at one of the banquets, and he actually told his wife that I talk to his drivers more than he does, and he knows that because anytime, he'll say to somebody, "Hey, I saw you did this," or "Why did you do that?" They'll turn around and say, "Well, Kirsty told me to." Like, oh my god, only say that if it's true.
Speaking of his wife, have you got your hair done by her? You know she cuts hair,
Mm.
and
No, I didn't know.
she has her little her shop, her LLC
Mhm,
is inside a building with a whole bunch of different like businesses inside it, and
mhm.
like a whole bunch of barber shops and different stuff inside there. Like there's a tattoo parlor in the corner over there. Like, I mean, it's real
Is that
small.
the
Like, so
solar
during
place?
COVID, like you have your private room in there. Like my wife doesn't really like big crowds of people too much and like being around a bunch of people. It's more one-on-one in there. I took my daughter to get her hair. She wanted her hair bleached at the bottom and then colored. And I think if I remember right, it was pink again. But I took her in there, and I was all like, "Wow, this is cool." But you have to like, I'm trying to look it up right now. I can't remember the
It's
name of
over
it.
by
But
the Kohl's. Is that where it's
what?
at? Over by Kohl's and the Walmart next to the post office?
You think I know where something is around here?
Yeah, you're supposed to.
No, I'm not good at finding stuff.
Yeah, I had a cough. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, it's all good.
Mm. Yeah,
Uh,
I did go to a place like that where I got fake eyelashes put on. So I gave that up. But I did figure out, do not wear false magnetic eyelashes on the backing pad when it's windy. Did you see that short video I did?
no.
The eyelash was like one actually flew away. The other one's like fluttering around like a butterfly. Uh, people just laugh at me. I know I'm crazy. There is a Whataburger. He knows where Whataburger is. I didn't know that where that was until I took one of my students there
So it's the
recently.
Leap of Faith
Mhm.
21. Look,
Oh,
here's the Facebook. I didn't see a website.
oh,
So
he's gonna make
here's
me
the
go look
Facebook
stuff up.
account for it. But it's pretty cool because you don't have to be in the barbershop with a lot of people waiting in line and stuff like that. You know, it's like one on one. It's really cool. It's it's super cool. I liked it.
Okay.
Now you're gonna have to go give Mr. Anna a hard time for not telling you about this. How could he not tell
Now I
you
have
about
to give
this?
you a hard time because it's exactly where I just asked you if that's where it was. Look, Hans wanted me to
I
giggle,
don't
so
know
now
where
I'm giggling
Coles is.
again. Well, I'm a
So you've
woman.
been there before?
Well, yeah, but not to her. I went someplace. I went to a different woman that was in there, but yeah, I didn't know she was in
Is
there.
isn't it nice though? Like it's just one on like you got your own room.
Yeah, it depends on the provider, though. I didn't have such a good experience with the woman that I went to, but
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see Jeff right there. He knows where Waterburger is, though. Yeah, Waterburger's on the Sparta exit right here in Ozark. We got one in Republic, and they're putting one off of the corner of Kearney Street and Glenstone. Yeah, I know where that is, but I
really?
have no idea where Coles is.
Oh, well, Kohl's is right down 65-ish. Like, it's not that far. It's right down, uh, you keep going down Glenstone, go south on Glenstone. It's down there a few miles. There's a bunch of
Oh, you
stuff
know
down
what?
there.
I know where Coles is. You go down that little curvy road, and it's on that curvy road. You keep going down there. There's a Walmart and a Macadoodles and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, it's right
Mhm.
over there.
Yeah, but see, I'm a woman, so you have to tell me based on shopping centers. Like, I'm not kidding, even when I was a teenager, I had this I had this girlfriend who went with this guy and got into a fight with this guy that she had been dating for, I don't know, a couple months. And she calls me up and she's like, I don't know where the hell I am. I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, I need you to come get me. I'm like, how am I supposed to get you when I don't know where you're at? And I'm like, what do you see? And she's telling me, oh, I see a Macy's and this kind of mall and this is across the street. And I'm like, oh my God, she was like an hour and a half away from me, but it was still a mall. So because it was a mall, I knew where it was. This was like before the internet and everything. I just knew where the malls were in New Jersey. I love the shop.
Well,
It's
you
a
got
good
to
thing
know where
Prime
they
made
are if
me
you're
well.
spending money in them all the time and walking around
Mhm.
them. I,
Yeah.
I really don't like the mall here. I hear people all the time, man, y'all got a nice mall. I'm all like, not really. I don't really like the mall here. I just,
Well,
something
I'm
about the
from a
mall
place
here.
where our malls are 3 and 5 stories tall. So when I first moved here and I went to Battlefield Mall, I was looking around for the escalators. I was expecting to go upstairs and there aren't any escalators. In JCPenney there is, but I was like, where is the upstairs? And I never found one. I wasn't used to that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's we didn't have no upstairs in my hometown mall, but we went to
Mhm.
the one in I've been to the one in Dallas, Texas, and it's multiple stories. I'm all like,
Mhm.
wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
Too many
Our malls
stores though.
Yeah, our malls had ice rinks and like skating rinks and everything in them. And the one in Philly that's really huge, it has the underground train station comes through there, like the subway station comes through there. And then they have this big marketplace that's kind of like a mixture of bakeries and like a farmer's market, like an indoor farmer's market. And so when I came here, I was like, what the heck is this? It's not the same. Hans is
I gotta
asking
put
if
Hans in a
In
timeout.
why? He's asking if In-N-Out is better than Whataburger. I don't know. I never had In-N-Out.
Oh, I read it too fast. I thought he said In and Out Burger is better than Whataburger. I was all like, you're going to timeout. Get in the corner.
No, I
Whataburger
don't
is
know.
way better than In and Out Burger. Way
I
better.
liked I liked Whataburger. I liked Whataburger. Mhm.
Okay, I thought you were about to say I like In and Out Burger. I was about to say, well, good night for the night, Kiersey. I'm gonna finish by myself.
I never tried In-N-Out.
In and
But look
Out
at
is
that.
good. I'll give it that. It is good.
Mhm.
Whataburger's way better. Now these Whataburgers that they're building here are like a fast food, like a real quick one, I call them. But a
Mhm.
Whataburger in Texas has way more options and it's way better. But these ones that they're building out of Texas, I think they're kind of like a Burger King food chain. It's still
Mhm.
Whataburger, but it's just not the same.
I went to one, the only time I was ever at one was it was right next to a TA. And I was so
Dallas,
excited because I was like, is that where it was? Dallas? No. It can't be. I don't think so. No?
south of Fort Worth, they got one. I always park in the fuel base because it's
Mm,
slam pack, and I walk right across the street to it, get it, and then get back to the truck, and then I'll
mm.
try to find somewhere else
This
to
one
stop
is
and eat it.
literally no, this one's literally next door to it. Like, there's actually a grass path that you walk between the TA and I found parking. I
Yeah,
have to go back and see where it was.
the one I'm talking about, you have to walk across the field too. Like you walk across the street and straight across the field. There's a dirt
Um,
path that people have made going to Waterburger and back to the truck stop.
mm,
Well, I don't know. It might be a different one.
I don't
It's the
know.
main
I
one I
just got
know
excited.
about.
I got excited. I thought it was nice. The people were nice. The food was good, but the people were nice, and that adds to the experience, you
You
know?
know what a big deal I have with like some students actually now that I'm thinking about since we're talking about fast food right now is
Mm,
having those students that think that we can pull into like a Taco Bell parking lot or pull into a regular gas station to use the restroom. Like it's not a truck stop, but it's cool. I'm going to pull in there so I can use the bathroom.
mm.
Now we're
Oh,
stuck. Like
okay.
guys, just
I'm
so y'all
sorry.
know,
I have to
uh,
interrupt. I have to take this call. I'm really sorry, but this is important. I'm sorry. But
all
you
right.
guys have a good night. Thank you so much for letting me
Thanks for
in and
stopping
say hi to
by.
the wife, please. Bye,
I will
guys.
appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Kiersey's channel too. But like guys, gas stations and stuff like that to use the restroom, like you got to find a truck stop like that has truck parking or that has at least truck stop fuel pumps to go use the restroom. Stop pulling into these little bitty gas stations. Stop trying to pull into these rest areas or bank parking lots or whatever. You're just getting yourself into more of a headache. Do better trip planning. Find your restrooms along the route. Like say you like taking your break after you've been driving 6 hours, because after your break you want your hours to come back and just finish your day off. Like trip plan it where you got your restroom break about 250 miles out to 300 miles out. Like plan your bathroom, find you a bathroom that far out. Go ahead and set that thing up to go there. Stop trying to pull over into these restaurants and stuff. I have students all the time that think they're not doing their good research to find out that you can't just pull this truck over into McDonald's drive-thru and go get you food with a trailer on it. Like, it's not happening. I had a guy get mad at me one time because he was all like, "Hey, we should take this exit. There's food here." I'm all like, where are we going to park? He goes, "You can't just pull it in the parking lot?" No. He's all like, "How do they get their food trucks and stuff?" I said, "That's different, man. They're coming whenever they're probably not open, and then they're just going to be there long enough to unload that stuff and get out." He goes, "That's cool. We're just eating and we're just grabbing some food and getting out." I was like, "It does not work that way." I don't know how to be more clear than that. It does not work that way. Use a cup. What is wrong with my computer? Uh-oh, Kiersey broke it when she left. Can't even click on nothing. Oh no. I don't know why I can't click on nothing. Oh well. Hopefully it's still working and y'all can still hear me. It looks like it is on this bottom screen. But Jeff says first P stop 2 to 3 hours into the drive. Kiersey infecting my live, man. When she left, it went bad. So yeah, find you something to like do some trip planning. Find you some good places to use the restroom. Find you some good places to like call it a day. Like make sure you do trip planning. It's not good to wake up your TNT trainer and say, "Hey, look, we're in a gas station," as we're knocking down some pumps and stuff. Like, come on, guys. Han says it depends how much coffee you drink too. Yeah, the main point is try to read your signs. Look for the ones that say, as you're going down the road, like drink too much coffee, you got to go now. Make sure you're looking at the signs for like Love's, Pilot, TA. Make sure that if you're stopping anywhere else, you read the signs. Okay, truck parking, exit this. Make sure that you see something that's going to indicate that has truck parking in it. You don't want to get stuck in there. Oh yeah, and like Peg Leg says too, you can water your tires. Jeff's laughing. Kiersey hacked my channel. Yeah, she crashed it, bro. She crashed it. Mel George says uses the bottle. Yeah, use the bottle. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me whenever that happens. Seeing trucks in gas stations all jacked up and pumps knocked over, it doesn't make sense to me. You're not supposed to be there. I mean, just be smart about things, guys. Do trip planning. Know what a truck stop is. Know where a safe spot to park is. Rest areas. Make sure you're reading the signs before you take the exit. If that rest area says no trucks, cars only, don't go in there. Not every single rest area allows trucks parking in there, or even allows trucks in it. So make sure you're reading your signs whenever it comes to stuff like that. Use a detergent bottle. It's hard to miss when peeing. I never heard that one. And does it smell better? I don't even want to know. I don't even know why I asked. Anyways, guys, it's been 2 hours, and I want to go jump on Discord for a little while because I would like to talk to my folks on Discord. So I'm going to jump off of here, jump onto Discord. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for coming by. Make sure if y'all have not subscribed to Trucking Along with Kiersey, y'all go ahead and subscribe to her channel. And we're getting, each day we are getting closer to that 3,000 subscribers, man. We couldn't have done it without you guys.